Welcome back to Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Lauren Baker, filling in for Mike Scott. We are here back to talk about voting and things you need to know about the June elections with Brandi Orth, who is our county elections clerk. Welcome, Brandi. I'm so excited myself to speak to you, and hopefully everyone else is too. Welcome for being here. Tell us what we need to know about voting and the June elections.
Exactly. So this is a very exciting time. As you know, the presidential primary race is coming up on June 7th, and Fresno County will be voting in that, all of California. And there's a lot of different rules that apply to that election, and so let's try to cover some of them. First off, you have to be a registered voter. And to register in paper, you fill out a voter registration card. We also have an easier way to do it, and that is online. If you go registertovote.ca.gov, you can register to vote online. And this is a unique election because of the presidential race. You have to declare, it's a party race, meaning we'll have a particular ballot for the party in which you are registered. There are 6 qualified parties in California, and if you do not want to disclose your party preference, you're called a no party preference voter or a nonpartisan, and you have a couple other options when you vote. When you go to the polls, you will state your name and address out loud and your party, and you will be handed that specific ballot. It will have a presidential race on it, and that's the ballot that you will vote. If you are a nonpartisan voter, no party preference, the law allows for the political parties to offer you the opportunity to vote in their primary, but only the Democratic, American Independent, and Libertarian parties have agreed to provide that to nonpartisan voters. So when you go to the polls, then if you are nonpartisan, you may ask for one of those other ballots, and those presidential candidates will be on your ballot to vote. Now, this is really important to understand in that the Republican Party is not offering this opportunity to nonpartisan voters. If you would like to vote in the Republican presidential primary for that race, you have to be a registered Republican. So, again, you go back to the website registertovote.ca.gov and you register as a Republican if that's your choice. So we have some important dates coming up very soon. If you are a permanent vote-by-mail voter, which is very convenient,
yes, it is.
then we will mail out your ballot automatically by May 9th, and you should receive it shortly after that. All registered voters in Fresno County will receive their sample ballot booklet with some additional information on it and how to vote, and that will be in the mail in early May also for you to read. You're probably going to receive a lot of materials this election season. Of course, the Secretary of State mails out the official state voter guide for you, which will come to your home also. The last day to register to vote is May 23rd, and so that's another date to remember. Again, don't procrastinate. Take care of it now. Either do it in writing or on the website. And then also, if you would like to request a vote-by-mail ballot be mailed to you, the deadline for us to receive that request is May 31st. So if you have any questions about any of those things that I'm just talked to you about, you can go to our website. Just Google Fresno County Elections. It will pop up. And there is a wonderful new application right at the very top of our page, and it says Fresno County Votes. And if you put in some of your specific information, your voting information will pop up, and you can confirm, am I registered at the address that I currently live in? What party am I registered in? Am I a permanent vote-by-mail voter? Gosh, where is my polling place? All those things will pop up for you. And again, if you have any questions or some of that information isn't correct, you have an opportunity to check it online or call us at any time at 600-VOTE. So we have a lot of resources for you. It is kind of a little bit confusing this time around, so we're here to help you and answer any of your questions.
It's fascinating because I didn't know about the part where if you wanted to vote for Republican, for example, you had to be registered as Republican. Like, you can't vote for, I assume, the other party if you're registered as the opposite.
Correct. That's the whole part of the party ballots and having a partisan election, is that you only receive the ballot and the races that you are eligible to vote in your party. And so that's because of the presidential. You may remember that California really has the top two primary ballot situation, which means for all the other races, U.S. Senate, Congress, Assembly, local races, I'm sorry, not the local races, but the top two vote getters will move on to the November ballot. And so that's how you get, but you'll have all the parties for those candidates on your ballot. In fact, the U.S. Senate race is very interesting because it has 34 candidates of various parties, or they say no party preference, and you can only vote for one. If you overvote that race, your vote will not count. So we're getting information out to you in the polls and in your vote by mail materials to kind of be aware of that. Only vote for one person.
It's the way it should be anyways. In this
Yes.
situation, like, make up your mind if you're going to be voting. Is there anything else we need to know leading up to June that we should know about?
Well, I think the probably most important thing is please go on our website and verify that you are a registered voter. You are only eligible to vote for the races in the district for which you live, meaning if you live in Clovis, you obviously are not allowed to vote for the mayor of the city of Fresno. And so on our website, you can properly check that your address is right where you live. If you've moved and you've kind of forgotten, that's okay. We just need you to register again at your correct address. So again, so that you receive the proper ballot material at your home.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm probably going to have to do that last part myself because I
Okay,
don't even
good.
know if I've changed mine since I've moved, but that's great to know. I'm going to be visiting it myself. I hope you all will too. Stay right here on Central Valley Business.